What is up? What is up? Welcome back to another NFL rundown brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. Tyler took some time. We refreshed our mind. We got all the NBA out. We got all the NFL in, and we are ready to talk some National Football League. Tyler, how you feeling about this week's matchups?
I'm feeling good about them. I think we got a couple of spots. We'll get some nice player props in those games. We got a couple sides and totals we liked. Right off of that NBA show, now we're going to dive into football. So I think we're going to find some more winners today.
Yeah, all right. Well, I got a couple plays that I like, but I'll be honest, I've been spending so much time on NBA. You're going to be doing a bulk of the heavy lifting in the show, but I'm sure all the people in the chat box and watching the show will be happy with that because of how great you've been in the NFL this season. And I know that I've enjoyed tailing the picks as well. So let's jump right in. And hey, I got the sweatshirt on, and we're going to talk about the team, the Las Vegas Raiders. Head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs actually covered a spread last week. I was pretty pissed about that. You know, you heard me on Monday getting mad about Teddy Bridgewater. Derek Carr's a little better, but the team's a little worse. All right. So the Chiefs got it done with the double-digit spread on Sunday night. I think they do it again personally, but I don't have any faith in my own team. Obviously, emotions clouding my judgment. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, a little defense in Teddy Bridgewater. He was going to cover that game until the worst safety in football took one to the house in a bad weather game. So it's like, take it for what it is. Like, he had the game covered until that happened. So, I mean, looking at this one, though, the Raiders do play this team tough every time.
So except for when they played in Las Vegas this year.
Yeah, 9.5 seems like a lot, but just like you said, this year they kind of just went with what's worked for them in the past couple matchups, and it didn't work this time. And they just let Kansas City pour it on. Kansas City's defense is playing better. Maybe a Kansas City team total over in this one. Because I kind of want to lean full game over, but I could see them just stomping the Raiders, and the Raiders don't get more than like 10 points. Yeah. So I'd probably lean a Chiefs team total over here. Nothing on the side, though. Could see the Chiefs covering, but I could also see them dilly-dallying around and winning the game by 7.
Yeah, just the way the NFL's been, right? Would it be that crazy if the Raiders won straight up, right? It ever seems like every time that we write off a team and I go on a rant about them on the Monday show about how, you know, they're an embarrassment and they screwed everything up and, you know, they need to blow it all up. The team comes back and gets a victory. I mean, that's really the only argument in my mind you can make for the Raiders.
I mean, how many games has this team won straight? They won.
The Raiders have, 6 wins?
3, 4, 5. All right, so 5 wins in a row for the Chiefs. They haven't lost since that Titans game when they got blown out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are running good right now, but we've seen a lot of these teams this year. When they run good, eventually they're going to hiccup and have a bad game. This could be it for Kansas City.
And normally, right, I would say the divisional rival, right, you grab the points in the division rivalry and the division rivals are up to face each other. But, you know, I think it actually prevents the KC letdown spot, right? I mean, they got to be fired up to play this team, a real traditional rivalry. You know, it's funny. I saw polls. It was on Reddit, but I don't know how accurate that really is. But so it was in the AFC West subreddit or something, right? And it was like, which of your rivals do you hate the most? And the Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers fans all picked the Raiders. I thought that was pretty funny, showing their standing. So, you know, the fans are going to be up for this one. I think the Chiefs will be up for this one. I think the Raiders do not cover and the Chiefs do cover. Talk to me about the props.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the props, we seen last time these two teams matched up, the Raiders won with that too high safety look, and it didn't go well for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just going to try and stick with what worked. Mahomes threw, 5 touchdowns in that game?
Yeah,
give me that over 2.5 passing touchdowns at plus 150.
All right.
I think he's good for 3 here. I think he might even get you 3 in the first half. And then looking at his rushing yards, 16.5, I think that's a bit short with them guys on the edge for the Raiders chasing them around.
Mm-hmm.
He should scamper a few times for maybe 8 yards here, 8 yards there. The only thing that might screw you there is kneeling the ball out. And the only other thing I was looking at in this one was maybe a Tyreek Hill over 77.5 receiving yards. Down below that 80 number. I mean, he could explode. He is due for a big game. And the Raiders secondary isn't the best at covering, so this could be that spot.
Yes, I agree on that one for sure. You know, it's just a tough matchup. I just don't know who they're going to put on him. He's just so fast. And if they do double, of course, other people will get open. I think that would be the only way you get screwed is that they just let Kelsey beat him because they figure it's easier to cover Kelsey, which I don't know if it really is. But I'd say that's probably the only way that one doesn't get there. But I definitely like your looks there. The New Orleans Saints are -5, heading to New York to take on the New York Jets. +5 for the Jets. Totals 43. Boy, what a difference QB makes. This Saints team, right? One of the best, perennial Super Bowl contender. Not looking very good right now. Tough to trust the Jets, but I actually would take the points in this one. +5. Not bad for Zach Wilson and company. What do you think, man? Am I just underrating the Saints team because they probably have a way better defense and a way better offensive line, right?
Excuse my language, spread.
Yeah.
Fuck the points. They're gonna win this game.
You think the Jets went straight up?
Yep. The Saints.
Well, I didn't read off the money line. +196.
I like them here.
Yeah.
I know they have some injuries. They're kind of banged up, but like, what do the Saints do that's gonna really like scare you? Like,
right.
Kamara maybe has a big game. I could see that, but I think that's really their only path to victory. Taysom Hill stinks. The dude can't throw the football at all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care he had a finger injury in the 4 picks. He was never a good thrower, so I just think he's a gadget player. I don't trust him as a starting quarterback. Give me the Jets here. And a small lean to the over. I think that 42.5 is a bit short.
Yeah, I see 43 right now, so a little bit of market love your way offshore at least. All right, well, we agree on that one. Talk to me about the props.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the props, going right to the running back props. Let's see, what do we got here? They still don't have a rushing yard set on Kamara. I don't know if he's still on the injury report.
I think he's going to play. I think that's why his line moved. This was 6 earlier in the week.
Yeah, so my guess is he plays. They're just waiting to post that line on him. The only rushing prop I see here is Taysom Hill over 56.5. Really don't want to touch any of the receiving props on the Saints side because, I mean, just like I just said, Hill can't really throw the ball. And with the injuries on the Jets side, there are no props outside of Zach Wilson. So we'll just go right to the touchdown scorers. Elijah Moore scored a touchdown pretty much every game for this Jets team that he's played in. +190. I like that. I don't hate Jamison Crowder at +190 either because I think they're going to throw one into the end zone. It's just who's going to catch it.
All right.
And then maybe even taking a guy like their tight end, Ryan Griffin, at +380. They get close to the end zone. They just dump it off to him on a play action play.
Yeah, I like the Elijah Moore one the best, but I think you got great looks on all of them. Okay, so this one must have got flexed. I almost messed up again, but I checked the time, so I will put that one off. The Jacksonville Jaguars +9, heading to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Titans -9 here. The Jaguars absolutely terrible. What a disappointment it has been for, I don't know. Is there a lot of Jaguars fans? There's got to be a couple. Let me go back to this real quick. Pocket QB asked about Moore not practicing this week. Are you worried about that, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the guys on the injury report. I think he's going to play, but they have other weapons too. They could use Crowder. They could use Keelan Cole. Denzel Mims isn't the best, but he'll run some routes for him. I don't think he's like a game-breaking guy, like where he's ruled out. Like they're just going to lose the game right there.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Let's go back to the Titans then, and the Jaguars. Titans -9, under 43. Total or money line -418 for Titans. Comeback +345 for the Jaguars. If you want to make another bold underdog pick there, Tyler. But I'll tell you what, I'm not. I even think the Titans cover this. What do you think?
I don't know. This is a tough game for me. This matchup always scares me when these two teams play each other. I know Tennessee's record looks good, but ever since Henry went down, I don't think they're a good team. They just don't really have an identity to their offense. Brown's still banged up. They might be getting Julio back this game. Like, where does their offense come from here, spread? Like Jeremy McNichols, Nick Westbrook.
Isn't Julio back?
Anthony Fursker. Who'd you say?
Isn't Julio back?
Yeah, for what, 6 plays before his hand was gone again?
Good point. Good point there.
So, I mean, looking at this game spread, if I had to pin him down a side, give me the +8.
And I don't love the Titans either because we've always talked about it. Nobody ever bought a huge mansion and a yacht doing laying points in the NFL, right?
Yeah, like I would like to be honest with you, like everyone's gonna go tease this down. I'm not teasing this down. This game just rubs me as a weird one. I think the Jags have a very good chance at winning it. I think James Robinson's gonna have a big game. They bitched about him getting benched after a fumble last game. All the players were, even Trevor Lawrence. His rushing yards are set at 48.5. Give me that over. They're going to pound him into the ground this week. And then outside of that, I mean, looking at Trevor Lawrence to throw 2 touchdowns is +180.
Mhm.
and he has had some good luck running them in this year. His anytime touchdown is plus 550. I wouldn't hate playing that either.
Oh, I like both those. Yeah, I think those are both safer than the side. Or opposite, but like I said, I mean, when I'm giving you that pick, that's more of like a pick and pull. I did not circle that
And the
as a
other thing
game that
about
I
the
wanted to
Titans
attack.
spread, they beat all the good teams this year. And then the bad teams roll around. They kind of try to play down to them sometimes.
And I think, and here's another reason why I stayed off it. Don't you think the back door is going to be open?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. So I could see Lawrence like not doing crap all game and then getting like 70 yards on the last drive, right? And throwing a TD. So yeah, and Pocket QB says the same thing about that. Maybe you go first half there if you like my side. Would you like that better, or do you say just stay away?
Yeah, I don't hate that because say if they do, like if it does look like they're going to roll them, it's going to look like that in the first half, and maybe they take their foot off the gas.
Yeah, I think that might be the better way to approach the game. But overall, I think if you say I'm not going to bet that game, I got no problems with it.
And I also think Tennessee's in that spot where it's like we're 8-4. Yeah, the Colts can kind of catch us for the division, but a lot has to happen because they beat them twice. So it's like I think you could just get not a letdown spot for the Titans here, but just like we're going to play it safe against a bottom dweller team right here. No reason to go out and go crazy, lose another one of your main guys. Yeah. They're the 2 seed right now.
Mm-hmm.
New England's on a bye. And they're going to hold the 1 seed. The Ravens are the 3. They play the Browns. Chiefs are the 4. Chargers the 5. Bengals the 6. Bills the 7. Colts are the
Bills
8.
are down to 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Colts on the outside looking in at 7 and 6. So, yeah, I think this could be a spot where you look at the Jags and the score's close to the end of the game, and everyone's wondering how do we end up here?
Do you think those top 7 holds, or do you think that the Colts sneak in? And if so, who do you think would drop out?
If anybody's dropping out of this group, I mean, maybe Baltimore takes that they just fall down the steps, like they just trip and fall after all the injuries finally. I mean, they have patched themselves together this far. Yeah. But I think it's probably the Bengals.
Yeah, I would say Cincinnati, or I wanted to say San Diego or Los Angeles, just because they're so inconsistent, man. Another bad stretch, and they're just out of the deal. So
yeah, because the Bengals.
I didn't realize the Bills had fallen that far. I guess I didn't check this week. So that loss on what was that, Monday night? That really just dropped them, huh?
Yep. Yeah, the Bengals finish out the schedule. They go 49ers this week. I think they're going to lose that game. Mm-hmm. They go to Denver. That's not a good game.
Right.
Come home, play the Ravens. That's a divisional game. Play the Chiefs right before the playoffs, and then you got to play the Browns again. I could see the Bengals tripping over themselves a couple times there.
All right. I could too. Let's talk about, a couple of these teams that do have playoff hopes. The Baltimore Ravens are plus 2.5 heading to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Tyler, I'll just be quick on my side. These are 2 teams that I don't want to get involved with. As far as betting, I'll pick them for the pool, but I don't really feel comfortable about either team. I felt that they've both been inconsistent in their effort. And I think that, on their, both teams can be really good when they play well. So, but it's just hard to tell when or where. So do you have a better idea of when these teams are going to play good? Because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing on the sides or total in this game because we seen last year these teams put up combined 80 points in a matchup.
Was that when Lamar ran for the bathroom?
Yeah, and then this first game this year, what was it, 13-10 with a total of 8 interceptions in the game.
Yeah.
So it's complete stay away on the side and total for me. Maybe if you're live betting the game, you can get both sides at plus money.
I'll bet you could.
Nick Chubb even money to score a touchdown spread. I think we gotta take that. Yeah.
Why is that so low?
Kareem Hunt's probably back.
Still.
But I don't think that affects them that much.
Kareem Hunt's not my red zone back.
Yeah, minus 105 to score a touchdown. Give me that. And then his rushing yards are 69.5. I also like that.
I like how we're doing this today because so many of these that I'm hemming and haw about the side because that's pretty much what I was prepping for, for the show yesterday that we had to push back to today. And it's just the props that you're giving, even if they don't win, right? I think they're so much better. I feel like there's so much more of an edge on that Nick Chubb bet than doing a side or a total. So Eric Chen is back with us. Glad to see you. And Pocket QB, of course, in the chat as well. So I know that we're going against the hardwood. So a lot of people probably watching this on delay. If you are, thank you for taking the time out to watch us. Please like the video. You're probably subscribed to the channel if you're watching, but hey, share it with your friends for all these winning props and sides that Tyler is leading me through. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons, who are plus 2.5 heading to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Panthers minus 2.5, 41.5. 2.5 is probably what these books set for home field right now. That line says these two teams are even. I'm pretty cool with that. I think I like the Falcons here though, because of all the disarray in Carolina, right? I mean, what's going on with that? I mean, you and I, we were part of the Brady bunch, right? We love that guy as a coordinator. Really surprised to see how that went down. I heard a lot of speculation this week. Nothing that, first of all, was like, oh, that has to be it, and nothing that was like confirmed from a reliable source. So now they got the guy that was with them at Baylor. And you watch more college than me, so I don't really know what to make of that. I don't really know a lot about the guy that will be taking Brady's place, or how much that really matters. What did you think? We'll start with that, dude. What did you think of that? I mean, it took me by surprise. I sent you the DM the second it came across our Twitter timeline, and it came out like during the games. It was just weird timing, and a guy that we thought was really coveted.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it. I don't know if there's something going on behind the scenes, but just like you said, they hired a guy in from Baylor. Yeah. It's probably Matt Rule's guy that he coached when he was at Baylor. So I don't know if maybe things just didn't click between those two guys. Mm-hmm. But I thought their offense, even last year, they were a bad team, but their offense was putting up points with Teddy Bridgewater and Joe Brady as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if some college team backs up the Brinks truck to bring them back to college football. Yeah. Or if Cincinnati says, here, come over here. You'd coach Burrow good in college. We'll give you all the weapons and Burrow again. Try and do it again.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't John Madden football. It's like, if you're really good at the game, honestly, and I'm not,
I would drive to Carolina. Actually, I'd walk to Carolina and carry Joe Brady on my back to Pittsburgh if we can have him to run our
How long a walk would that, or how long is a drive it for you to get to Carolina?
7 hours, 8 hours. So a walk's going to be like East 2 Coast days. Geography.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take him too out here in Las Vegas. And yeah, so Pocket QB says, I think Brady has a coaching job in mind. The other ones was that maybe that he was putting his name in the hat for some of the college openings, and that Rule found out and got pissed. But the whole thing is weird because for as trumpeted as he was, Brady had to know. I mean, Rule had to know that he wasn't staying. He wasn't going to be next to him for 20 years like McDaniels, right?
Brady could always just end up back where he started. He was a Saints pass game coordinator before this all started.
Oh, okay. I was going to say back at LSU, but
then LSU poached him from the Saints, and Sean Payton was pissed, and then LSU exploded in that first year. Yeah, and then everyone knew Joe Brady's name.
I mean, to be fair, looking back at though, he had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson.
You know what else is crazy, Spread? I know the Saints offense is kind of like their weapons have come down in past years. Yes, Breeze is gone. You look before that LSU year, that offense was rolling.
Yeah.
The moment he left, it kind of slowed down. Now they just keep slowing down more. So I know we treat Sean Payton as a great coach, but Brady might have been a big part of that.
He is a great coach too. The other thing I say is correlate was right when he left. That's when Michael Thomas started being inconsistent, right? Yeah. Because the year after he left, Thomas missed how many games?
He got tired of running slants.
I didn't know they called him slant boy. I remember when our guy Twatty told us about that.
Twatty hates him.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So, all right, on to the game. I like the Falcons at plus 2.5. What do you think here? Am I just as West Coast Gem would say? Am I over hyping the drama?
No, I mean, I don't hate it. Carolina's defense is better, but their offense is going to be non-existent here. No McCaffrey, unless Cam does something special, which I don't see happening.
Don't you think he could, though? It seems like with these old guys that they have good performances in them. It's just not every game. Like Ben, right? There's a couple games a year he's looked, oh, that's the old Ben, right? He's getting it done. And then there's something nice that you're like, dude, you need to retire yesterday.
But yeah, I mean, I agree there, but it could also be one of the spots for Matt Ryan. I know the game's outside, which is not good for him.
Great point. Yeah.
But looking at this game, the total seems a bit low at 41.
Mm-hmm.
But this could just be an ugly football game. So yeah, just give me the points with the dog in this one. But we're gonna go back to one of our favorite props spread.
Is it an interception prop?
Yep. Matt Ryan plus 115.
Oh, you think Maddie's throwing the pick, not
Matty
Cam,
Ice
right?
outdoors in Carolina. He's thrown, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 picks this year. Yeah. He's letting one slip to Gilmore, one of those guys in this game.
All right. I love our interception props. And I haven't done the spreadsheet, but I'll bet you if you did that, that would be some of our most profitable props of the year. Like if you compared them
I don't want to take
yards.
the victory lap a week late, but we bet Tyrod to throw an interception last week.
Yep.
He threw it on the first play of the game.
Yeah, don't you love that? I realize that's why people love props. You don't get the full game sweat. You cash.
You can be done with the game 5 minutes in. Say if you got a running back, his longest rush over, his rushing yards, and his anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
They kick the ball off, touchback.
Yeah.
He gets the first snap, the hole opens up, he goes 70 yards and a touchdown. You won all three right there.
Yeah. So I see why people love these so much more, and more people are diving into this market, and the numbers are getting sharper because of it, because the books can't just hang any old line and not worry about the liability. Let's talk about an old school rivalry that really not that exciting anymore. The Dallas Cowboys minus 4.5 heading on to take on the Washington football team plus 4.5. Total is 48. I like Dallas here. Am I square?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Dak plays this Washington team very well when he does. He just plays the NFC East very well.
Yeah.
I think the game's more going to hinge on him at this point because Pollard tore his plantar fasciitis, however you say that.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you could.
I actually had that.
How bad is it? Then
it obviously varies. The frustrating thing on it is there's like nothing you can do to get it to go away except for rest.
The thing I read about it said it's better that he fully tore it than it like partially tore.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just going to like help him a bit, but I think they're going to be able to throw the ball a bit more in this one against this secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Dak over 2.5 passing touchdowns plus 150. We got the same odds as Mahomes. I mean, I think if you play them both, I think one of these guys is going to throw you 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then you're looking at, I want to attack this Washington secondary, right?
Yep, Amari Cooper over 52.5 receiving yards. That's really low. I know he's coming off COVID still, but we seen him catch one for 48 yards, one catch last week, so he could be right in that number again. CD Lamb over 69.5. I think that's another good number. And Michael Gallup over 48.5. I think you can get all three of them home.
And I hate to play bet doctor, but it seems like with the vaccine, these guys are coming back with less limitations than like last year, right? It felt like I remember
he was one of the guys. He's not vaccinated.
Oh, he's not. Okay,
that's why he missed 2 games and he was all banged up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good for Amari Cooper for sticking to his guns. We'll see how that affects him. But I like all those props you mentioned. The total 48. I kind of lean the over here.
Yeah, give me the over.
So
only worry is Washington's wanted to establish the run over the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This game
and they should.
Close.
They should. Ideally, close. They don't want that guy Heineke going over 25 attempts.
Oh, for sure. But if this game stays close, you're going to see what you've seen last week. Washington just chews off like an 8-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't result in any points, and it's going to be like, well, shit. They kind of just screwed me.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I was thinking. If I like the over here, but I'm worried about Washington getting there, should I take just the Dallas team total over, or is that
I don't hate
that priced up? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate the same thing we did in the Chiefs game. I mean, I know Dallas's defense ain't playing the way the Chiefs is right now, but the Dallas offense is the motor to this team. So yeah, I don't hate just taking their team total over. And if Heineke does have a bad game or they're not able to establish the run, they might not put up many points.
Yeah, of all the sides and totals we've mentioned so far, I think I like this Dallas side the best. So I feel like I have a better handle on both of these teams, right? I think Washington has been playing well lately, but Dallas has the talent advantage. And even though I don't like the head coach, I really like the way that they're working with their offense and their defensive coordinators. So I want to see 4.5 at home. I guess they put this right because so many old school guys are just going to grab the division rival at home, grabbing 4.5. So don't love it. I hate laying points on the road in the division, but I still think Dallas is the best spot here. Seattle Seahawks are minus 8.5 heading to Houston. to take on the Texans. So, we talk about lit down spots, Tyler, and I think they're so much more applicable in the NBA. Such a way better like trend or idea to use in the NBA, but in the NFL, it does exist. And I would say that if it does, this might be the situation, right? So the idea is Seattle, they got the big win over the 49ers. I was actually surprised. I thought the 49ers would roll them, but you look and it's like they're division rivals. They know each other well. They were at home. It was a big game for them. They're coming off that big win. Do they lit down here against the Texans? Because, I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs. And it's like less than 5% their chance, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think their chances of making the playoffs. I mean, I know you said it's less than 5%. There's got to be a number on it, but they ain't making the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. So basically, they're eliminated, right?
Did you hear any of the broadcast team last night? There's 37 things that need to happen for the Lions to make the playoffs. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, all you had to do is hit this 37-team parlay. No problem. Yeah.
But looking at this one, I think Seattle wins it because Houston's just so bad. They're going to start Davis Mills. I'm not sure how they put points on the board.
Yeah.
Really going to stay away from this one as a
whole.
whole.
That poor Mills kid, man. He was drafted to be a project, and now he just gets thrown out there and dog. Like, he should just be carrying a clipboard and learning how to play football, man. I feel bad for him in a way.
No, I agree with you, but DK has been very quiet for the Seattle team.
That's true.
What better spot for him to just get back on track, catch a touchdown here at plus 115. So that's going to be my play in this one, his anytime touchdown.
All right. I really like that prop a lot too. So that does it for the morning games, or for me morning, for you early afternoon. Reminder to everyone who just joined us, this show is brought to you by runpurebets.com. If you are not already a member, head on over to join. Check out everything we got. Use the promo code BETS25 off to get 25% off your first month as a member. Let's go to the afternoon. The Detroit Lions are +10 heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. The Broncos laying the big number against the Lions, coming off, a great win. They got to be happy. They're feeling themselves. Dude, Jared Goff's girlfriend is bad.
Yeah.
For him being a bad quarterback,
he might not win on the field, but he wins off the field.
Yeah, like wow, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, like one of the hottest wags with that wife and girlfriend.
That's what happens when you get that giant contract.
Yeah, I know, man. I should have worked on my throwing a little more. Let's go ahead and jump into this one. I don't want to get involved. I guess I would take the points. What do you think?
Oh, no chance I'm taking the points with a team off their first win of the year. Now they got to go play in Denver in the cold in the middle of December. Give me Denver in this.
Do you remember when Patricia was making them practice outdoors?
Yeah, but that Goff.
And the worst part was they were at home that week.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing?
I'll always remember that. It's just like a wild thing.
No Swift for the Lions, no Jamal Williams. Like, you're gonna be running a running back out there. It's terrible. Goff's a California kid. They play in a dome in Detroit, so he doesn't get really exposed to the elements that much.
Yeah.
Denver's gonna be cold as a bitch on Sunday spread. Yeah. Give me Denver. They're gonna blank them. I don't think Detroit scores.
Wow. Okay, so I assume you like the under 41.5 then?
Yep.
You don't think Denver's getting 42, right?
This game's got like 24-0 written all over it for me.
All right. Maybe it's 24-3. But Tyler, so you think the under is a stronger player, or would you just lay the 10 as well?
I just lay the 10 too. And in pocket QB Lamar Jackson hit it on the head right there. They're going to play this game for him.
Yeah, that's true. So Vic Fangio actually mentioned that like over 35 team members had worked with him at some point during the season because he was still active, getting out there and giving the guys tips and being there at practice, and was well received. Boy. All right. You're right. I just changed my pick off that. I can't believe that spaced my mind, but I did see it all morning. Then I went into NBA mode.
He's like, I'm not backing the lines. I changed my mind.
Well, no, I mean, when we're doing these NFL, because these lines are so close, right?
Yeah.
These lines are so good that you have to find a reason why the math is wrong, and I think that's a great reason. So, all right. What are the props we're looking for here?
Looking at this one, I want to get on the running backs. I don't see any props for Denver yet. The only props I see right now are receiving yards and receptions and quarterback props. Mm-hmm. Teddy over 1.5 touchdowns isn't bad. But
I'm not betting any Teddy. You're on your own on that one.
He's like, I'm not a Teddy.
I'm
guy
done with that, dude.
I don't see anytime touchdown scores yet listed on DK for this game. The moment we get Javonte Williams props, though, If that number's below 85, take the
Uh-huh.
over. He's going to gouge this team every play.
He's a great runner, man.
Oh, he's a great running back.
That's why it's like first round running backs just aren't worth it. I mean, what he go in the third round?
Second?
Yeah. I mean, that's where you get your guys. Unbelievable how good that young man is. So, all right. Thank you, Pocket QB, for helping me change my mind and not backing Jared Goff and his beautiful girlfriend. Same line here with the Chargers. So we got two AFC West teams laying 10 points at home. But instead of taking on the lowly Lions, they will take on the terrible Giants. Who are the Giants starting at QB? Do you know, Tyler? I know it's not Daniel Jones.
To be honest, Brad, I was literally looking into that right now because I
thought
know
Mike Glennon's out
Mike Glennon's
too.
He's banged up.
Oh, I know who it is. It's a kid from Georgia last year. It's Jake Fromm.
Oh, Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
Herbert by $1 million in the spot.
All right, so you're laying the 10, huh? I wasn't going to get involved in here because, like I said, double digits usually scares me off.
God forbid Saquon wakes up from his 3-year slumber and he finally has a good game. That's the only way they're going to win this game or even cover.
Yeah. Pocket QB saying that Glennon might actually play. And I think Joey Work was complaining about that on Twitter before we got on. So if it's Glennon, does that change your mind at all? I'd almost rather have Fromm, wouldn't you?
I mean, at this point, just let the kid go out there. What's the worst that can happen?
He's ATF got it right, man. And she's beautiful. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Who's out? Allen's out. Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen and them guys are out for the Chargers.
Does that mean like when I'm logging on to runpuresports.com this weekend to build my little NFL lineup
all over the cores?
It's gonna be in every core. Okay, that'll be cool. I like making those lineups, and I like not studying. I like my NBA, right? I spend all day on it, so I feel like I like to kind of just throw in the darts there using the cores, and it works pretty well. It just shows you like what a good product the team at Run Pure Sports is producing. So, so you still like them laying 10, huh?
Yeah, I do. I just don't see how the Giants really do anything in this game.
Run the ball like everybody else does.
Yeah, but like they don't have an offensive line to run behind.
That's true.
Like we thought when we played them, like that was going to be the thing. Like, yeah, Najee Harris can't break through any lines because there really is nobody to run behind.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at it, it's like they never got anything going in that game. Yeah. Like it was all mostly through the air. He had 12 rushes for 39 yards in that game.
Yeah.
So I could see the same situation for Saquon. His offensive line's just so bad.
Well, let's be honest. Saquon's not near right now. Is not near what Najee Harris is.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like he ain't breaking half the tackles. Najee is behind the line of scrimmage, so I just don't see it unless he gouges one for like 80 yards. Like he just gets an opening and just picks up speed before somebody can touch him.
Dude, I thought he was going to be so good coming out of Penn State too. I thought he was going to be like what Nick Chubb is.
Let me let you in on a little secret spread.
What?
Offensive players out of Penn State. Name me a good one.
Carrie Collins?
When did he play? Like 2000?
Yeah. He wasn't even that good.
Think about all the most recent ones, like Allen Robinson, injury prone.
Yeah, okay, but Allen Robinson also. It's hard to be a wide receiver.
He was great, but like, yeah, injuries.
It's hard to be a wide receiver in Chicago.
Saquon, right? Miles Sanders,
Yeah, Miles Sanders is like literally average.
Yeah. Pat Freiermuth, blocking tight end. Like, they're good players come on that defensive side, like Amika Parsons and them.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will remember that when I'm drafting for my fantasy team next
KJ Hamler's another one, the wide receiver for Denver. He's kind of
Yeah, he's all right. But I guess you're right. He's like an average receiver, right? So this game got flexed to the afternoon. So Bookmaker, I almost went out of order, but Bookmaker, I caught you. After my mistake a couple weeks ago, I am now checking the times. So now the 49ers are going to head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, and it will be in the afternoon for me in the 4:00 time slot for you. Man, after trashing the Bengals all year, man, I'm ready to get on board. But I'm going against one of your favorite teams here, Tyler. So I haven't placed a bet yet. I want to hear your thoughts. I had a real simple handicap there is that the 49ers' weakness is in their secondary. If any team is set up to exploit that, it's the Bengals with the 3 great weapons that they give Joe Burrow. And, of course, this could be ruined if the 49ers defensive line goes to town and doesn't give them any time. But I think, even if they can all, hold up blocking here or there, Burrow gets it done, scores the points. I guess 49ers could put up some points against the Bengals defense that I'm not sold on yet either. But I liked Cincinnati here, but I don't know. I didn't love it, and I didn't bet it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I mean, looking at this right now, I'm just pulling up injury reports because that's going to be big in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 offensive linemen for Cincinnati are practicing, limited participants. They were full participants today. I think they'll be in the game. One you got to watch here, spread. Joe Mixon didn't practice at all this week.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said that the advantage is throughout the air, but you kind of got to play like that yin and yang in football. So Samaj Piran ain't going to be able to do that. You're going to put a lot on Burrow's shoulders. So I think that's tough. They're going to get pressure on him with Bosa and them guys. I know Mitchell's out, but we've seen San Fran just plug in running back after running back.
Right.
Kittle's healthy. He's going to torch this team. So I still lean the San Fran side.
Yeah, and I didn't bet it either. I definitely wanted to talk to you about it, right? Because I didn't want it to be one of those cases where it's like, oh, the Bengals keep beating me. I keep betting against the Bengals and they win. So that means they're good. And I was trying to look at the matchup. And
Higgins is also on this injury report spread. He has an ankle injury. He did not practice Wednesday, and he was limited the last 2 days, and he's coming in with a questionable tag. So you might be down one of those receivers.
And that makes it a lot different because I think
if you're down a receiver really and Joe Mixon, it's going to be an ugly one.
Oh, man. Okay, so regardless, though, I still think Cincinnati puts up points. You seem to think the 49ers would do well. I mean, do we just play this over of 49 or am I not thinking about this right?
I don't hate the over there. I mean, 49 seems a bit high, but I think it's going to go over. And Debo's listed questionable.
Okay. How about your namesake, Tyler Boyd? He's not as good as the props as you, but he's pretty
namesake, and I went to high school with him, spread.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was cool. He was 2 years older than me, so I only got 2 years with him. But
did you ever shut him down like Mangone shut down Theo Riddick?
No, zero chance. Played basketball with him in gym class the one day, and he was always one of them guys that like turned his back to you like this, and just kind of like used his elbow, and I'm just like kind of holding him, and I knew he was gonna shoot. And the moment he shot, I'd put my hand up. My hand touched his nose, like the bridge of his nose. He couldn't see the hoop. I turned around and watched the ball go, and I was like, well, there's nothing you can do about that.
That's what happens when you're going against great athletes. Yeah,
it was like there's just nothing you could do sometimes.
Yeah. When I was in high school, see, this is how much things have changed. Back then, the big thing was to be in the USA Today high school. There was like a poll. It was bigger than AAU. And our team was top 10. And I remember, like same thing out on the playground. Just playing with the guys at random. If we played 21 and I got like 2 points, I felt like I won.
Yeah,
because they were all my size, but they were so much faster and they could all jump so much higher. I was playing with the guards on the team, and it was just unbelievable how good those guys are. So that's cool. That's a cool story. So you got to like Tyler Boyd then, right? Just because he can drain jumpers on you. Do you like this receptions over prop here that Eric's talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. My only worry there is you kind of got. I mean, it's 4.5 plus 145 right now. I don't want to bet it now, and Higgins gets rolled in, and most of the targets go to Higgins and Chase.
Good point.
I would keep a close eye on the injury report and like Cincinnati beat writers.
Try and like smash it right.
Yeah, the moment you can find something on maybe he's out or he's in. Mm-hmm. If he's out, jump on that prop as soon as possible. If he's in, I would tread cautiously on that one.
And I don't know her handle, but Marissa Contepelli is a Bengals beat writer that I follow, and she's pretty up to date on the news.
I think I found one I like right now, spread though.
Let's hear it.
Joe Mixon hasn't practiced this week.
Mm-hmm.
They're listing his rushing attempts at 18.5. Kind of like the under there. I know it's just an illness, but
and is it just no play if he doesn't sit? It just voids?
Yeah, it just voids if he sits the whole game. If he's dealing with an illness, like not practicing all week, he's probably actually really sick. Like if he gives it a go, I don't see them like running them into the ground.
The other thing is that's not how I would game plan to attack the 49ers.
Yep. And
because they're like a local team, and of course, I hear so much about them because, most people in Sacramento are either Niners or Raiders fans, right? And then you have maybe like 10% that are the rest of the league, like Packers and Giants and Rams, but most people are Niners and Raiders. So that's most of like the casual conversation you'll make, if you're when I go out to eat, ask someone, ask people, hey, you watch some football? So I do talk a lot of Niners, and it seems to me the way that you attack this defense is through the air.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because running the ball against Nick Bosa and them guys isn't the way you're going to beat this team.
And their
Definitely gotta
linebackers, I
attack
think,
the
are better
points.
at stopping the run than coverage.
Yep.
What about the tight end? Speaking of how they're not good in coverage.
Who? CJ Uzomwa?
Yeah, the one for Cincinnati.
I mean, I don't hate him. My only worry is he's either like a 2-touchdown guy in one game, or he catches the ball one time for 5 yards.
Yeah, and I guess that would depend.
He has like none of those in between games where he has like 6 catches for like 60 yards and that's it. Like he either explodes or he does nothing.
All right. Well, that's fair. Then, sometimes, it's like there might be an edge, but I haven't done the work to actually identify it. I think you would have to be a little more well-versed on how the Niners do approach other tight ends.
49ers do have good safeties though, and they do tend to put them guys on the tight ends.
Yeah, I don't remember them being a huge team that's vulnerable to tight ends. I remember that the wideouts always seem to have the big numbers.
QB in the chat said, he says 49ers lock down tight ends.
Yeah, that's what I was remembering. Okay. All right, that will be interesting. Yeah, but if they're using the safeties and the linebackers, that's why it makes sense to me. The Buffalo Bills, this is the primetime game, or the big game, the one that everyone wants to see. The Bills plus 3.5. Heading to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks minus 3.5 right now, but this is on Bookmaker and it's heavily juiced. So it's plus 107 at minus 3.5. So you can get to 3 at probably like minus 115. If you're really worried about that, I would just play the 107 there. I don't care if I lose by the hook. I like getting the better odds always because it just seems like it doesn't land on these numbers that often when you're, I never sell points really. But you do have that option here. Buffalo, boy, you just mentioned how they'd fallen to 7th, and I didn't realize that. But regardless, their backs are on the wall. It was definitely when you lose on primetime like that, and then you got your coach calling them out. What did you think of that press conference? I thought he sounded kind of dumb for a guy that we think is a pretty good coach.
I didn't catch the coach's side. I caught the one where the reporter asked the 2 safeties if they're embarrassed that they knew the ball was going to get ran all game and they still couldn't stop it.
And what did they say?
They kind of looked at each other, and the one was like, he looked to the side to somebody over on the side. He's like, what are we even doing here? And then the other one.
Oh, is that when he got up and walked out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they both got out.
Okay, so I saw the end of that. I didn't realize that was the question. So McDermott's press conference, he basically was trying to say he didn't get out coached. And it's like, how?
He didn't get out coached.
How? How did you not get out coached? It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that he was denying it. And he's a guy that we've talked so good about him, right? Whenever we take the Bills, we always mention how good a coach he is, right? Really disappointed in him there, but hey, everybody makes mistakes. So I'll bet you other people have talked about it too, right? If we notice, other people had to notice it and say, hey, buddy, that is a bad look. Let's go on to the game now. My point in bringing all this up, this team is under the hot seat from the media and probably from their own teammates. There's got to be some tension. I talked about it with the Indiana Pacers earlier to make a little NBA crossover, right? But sometimes, you get that short-term tension. I bet you people are going to be fired up at practice this week. Everyone's going to be paying attention. Nobody's going to be late, right? All eyes on the task at hand. No look ahead with New England next week. So they are going to be focused on this game. That being said, we know we're going to get the great effort and the great preparation. Are they good enough to beat this Tampa Bay team that I think if you take out all these situational issues is just the better team and this line is right, or maybe even a little short? I think that I would have it like at 4 or 5. I think Tampa's a couple points better. And then you add in the home field. What do you think?
This is a weird one. I don't want to call Buffalo a bad team. They've played some very tough.
They're not bad. No. The Giants are a bad team.
Teams that beat them up are teams that could just run it down their throat, like New England did, like the Colts did, like Tennessee did.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa could do that with Fournette, but I don't see it as much. The other thing here is Buffalo's a team that'll just completely throw the run out. They'll be like, we're done running the ball for the game. We're going to throw it.
That's a good matchup. Yeah.
This is the perfect matchup just to be like, we're not running the ball.
Who did that earlier?
Against
Tampa. They completely threw the run out. I wasn't Tennessee. It was
I think Philly did it. Philly did it on Thursday night. They ran the ball a total of 3 times.
Okay. Did they win though against Tampa?
They kept it close.
Okay.
But this game's weird because it wouldn't surprise me to see Buffalo come out with their hair on fire. We need a win. They come out and light up this secondary, and then Tampa Bay's just kind of playing from behind, and then they're coming back. Give me the over 54 here spread.
Oh, I love
Buffalo's
that.
secondary's banged up with no Tre'Davious White now. You're moving corners around trying to patch holes. All these corners they have are like 5'10", 5'9", or shorter. Tampa Bay has NBA players playing wide receiver spread. You got Mike Evans coming in at like 6'7", Godwin 6'4". The safeties are going to have to help on these guys. It's going to leave Gronk wide open in the middle. So, I mean, as for the side, give me the plus 3.5 because I think it's going to be a close game. But the over 54 is the way I'm leaning on that.
All right. What are the props you're looking for?
The props I'm looking at, I mean, of course, Josh Allen's over 2.5 passing touchdowns because I think he's just going to have his way with this secondary. And some of the other ones I was looking at, you could even go to like the receiving yards for like a guy like Fournette at 35.5. Ever since AB kind of got the boot from Tampa, I don't know what's going on with that. Fournette's kind of.
I can explain it to you.
Well, no, I know the whole vaccine thing, but they haven't said yet if he's getting cut or not when he comes back.
Oh, he's not.
They're trying to push for it, but I think Brady's like
who's pushing for it?
All like the media. And I guarantee you, if Brady's not the quarterback and Bruce Arians is the guy still like, this is my team, like my quarterback, my team, he's cutting him.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like your window's so small.
That and plus, if that's Brady's guy, like if you cut him, I could see Brady walking in the office and going, "Get out! Like we're done here. Like get out! I'm bringing in somebody with 3 weeks to go." So yeah, I like Fournette's over 35.5 receiving yards. He's kind of like that safety blanket for Brady now with no Brown. And then of course Gronk anytime touchdown.
Right.
Those have hit pretty much every week. They get in the red zone, are going to look for him. So I like that anytime touchdown.
I think Eric's got a great one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. He wants Josh Allen rushing yards. He says Tampa likes to bring the pressure. Pocket collapses. Josh Allen's going to be running. What do you think, Tyler?
I don't hate that either.
I think he's got a good look.
34.5 minus 105. I don't hate that over.
Yeah. It's pretty high. So it seems like the books are onto it too, right?
Yeah. I mean, my only worry too is like he had a couple rough falls in last game. You seen him get up. He was favoring.
Don't you think this is all hands on deck?
You would think so, but this team still like you figure they were the top. Everyone penciled them in as the clear cut best team in the AFC 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of like falling apart.
Yeah, that's why I say they're going to pull out all the stops. He's going to be running for his life.
Yeah, but I could also see them being like, this is a Super Bowl matchup. Let's not show our hand all the way. Like,
oh, no. They can't afford to do that.
I could see them doing that. I could also see Tampa doing the same thing on the other side. Like,
I don't think McDermott, who thinks he didn't get out coached by Belichick, will be thinking ahead that far. Last question about Josh Allen. So I can't even remember who I was listening to, but they were basically making a point that take out last year. He's not a bad quarterback,
but he's not what everyone thought he was.
Right? He's not MVP candidate. You know, he's in that second tier, like with the Derek Carrs, right? What do you think of that? Do you think this is just a bad stretch and we're overreacting, or do you think last year was the outlier?
I think last year was the outlier just because last year was so weird. You figure no fans and all that stuff. Like anybody could roll into an empty stadium that's not making a lot of noise and be like, all right, I'm going to throw the ball to Diggs 13 times this game and just pelt them with the ball. And that's pretty much what he did last year every game. You figure you were able to get your audibles off nice and easy last year. You didn't have all that. So, yeah, give me it.
All right. I like that one a lot. Let's go to the evening. So the one we just talked about should have been the evening game. I'm like, what are we? I don't even. I'll bet you Fox had something to do with that. Fox had to have blocked it. Fox had to say, like, no, we're not giving that game up. Because the Chicago Bears are playing the Packers. I don't want to see any games with a plus 12.5 as my primetime game. Like, this is bad. Even I'd rather watch the Niners and the Bengals. Like, I know that you were saying before we went on, Tyler, it's a historic rivalry, and it is. But hey, history aside, currently the Bears suck. Everything about them is going to get thrown out the window at the end of the season. Coach is going to be gone. GM's going to be gone. Fields will probably stay, right? But I mean, this team's due for an overhaul. So we're going to just watch them get shellacked on Sunday night. That being said, 12.5 points is a lot. I didn't bet the Packers, but I'm not happy that this is my Sunday night game. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
Looking at this game spread, everyone's going to want to run to the Green Bay side because they're just the powerhouse team that you could rank them first or second in the NFC, depending on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
12.5 is a lot spread in a game.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's like I'm complaining about it. They could cover this spread in a game that's completely boring and never in doubt.
Well, listen to this. Bears' previous scores from their most recent games.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Cardinals 33-22.
Right.
They cover that 12.
But if you watch that.
Yeah, but they're scoring points late, so this is backdoor written all over it.
Good point. We are talking.
They lose by 11 right there. They cover that 12.
Yeah.
They beat
I guess
the Bears
points in the
by
last
3.
5 minutes are the same. Yeah.
Beat the Bears by 3. There's your cover.
Mm-hmm.
Lose to the Ravens by 3. They cover that 12. Lose to the Steelers by 2. Covered. Lose to the Niners by 11. Covered. The last time they didn't cover was when Tampa Bay rolled in and 38-3 them. So
yeah,
I think the 12.5 is to play here. Green Bay's like 10-1 against the spread this year. They're bound to hiccup again. Give me the 12.5 here.
All right, you like the 12.5. And you know what? I left the game off because
it's one of those bets where like you just hold your nose and it's just like this isn't going to be fun. But yeah, give me them.
Oh, never mind. It's the Monday night game. I thought I left it out when I saw gas station sushi. Throwing that in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Monday night.
I like
game.
that.
So we will talk about that one
because everyone's going to run to the over in that game.
Yeah. We'll talk about that one with title. Our guy Viral Video jumping in the chat and he's giving out winners. He says Titans, Chiefs, Amanda Nunes parlay. Thank him on Monday. We'll be in the chat and we'll sure to give you thanks. Eric likes the under in the Sunday night game. I know that you told me the Bears are the side that you prefer, and usually taking the points correlates with the under. Only 42.5. I wonder if they'd even let you parlay that. It's getting to the close where it's like a correlated parlay and they won't even let you place it. Do you like the under here?
Yeah, I mean, small lean to the under. That number seems a bit short in this matchup, even though Chicago doesn't have much of an offense. Green Bay should put up points. Mm-hmm. I think it should be closer to like 45.5, maybe even 47.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be some weather indications in this game already. So I got to look into that, see if there's going to be like some crazy winds from the lake effect like we had on Monday night, this previous game. Okay. So maybe just a wait and see on that total. I got to see weather first.
All right. So Tyler is going to look into that. Of course, we're giving you all these picks, predictions, and parlays for free right now. But to get Tyler's final card, you're going to have to become a member of Run Pure Bets. Head on over to runpurebets.com. Use the promo code BETS25 off to become a member. So we don't do this often, Tyler, but since we did side totals and props, let's just choose one for each like we do on the NBA show. Let's give out a best bet. Side total or prop title. What's your favorite bet for all of Sunday?
I mean, it's a tough one. Give me that James Robinson over 48.5 rushing yards. They complained in the media about him getting pulled from the game. Now he gets a matchup against Tennessee. I think he's going to rush for at least 50 yards in this one.
At least 50 yards. All right, I'm trying to think. I wanted to go with one of your props. This is where I wish I would have put them all in the chat.
You want that Nick Chubb anytime touchdown.
That was it. That was the one I want.
I knew it.
I was looking through my head. I was looking like going through the games, and I was like, the Tyreek Hill over. I like that one. Nope. Nick Chubb's mine for me. Give me that. I can't believe that that's not minus money. Let us take advantage of that. So, guys, we combined the sides and totals today, and we did it pretty quickly. The idea is that we might move the sides and total shows to Thursday generally, and the idea being that way we can get the Wednesday injury report. As fun as it was to take the early look, it didn't really seem like we were fine. We got value on some of them, right? But it seemed like we were pushing so many off to this show that I like doing it here. And then, of course, we'll try and do the Thursday and Friday next week. We did not want to go head-to-head with SaberSim. So that rolled out. That's being taken care of. So we'll probably be back for the NFL schedule next week. Instead of Monday, Tuesday, Friday, we'll go Monday, Thursday, Friday. And I think that will allow us to give you better information, more winners. And then it'll kind of slide on over to the sides and the props. But this was a lot of fun. Pocket QB did a little bit of research for you there, Tyler, and he says the wind in Green Bay is at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So 20, I think, makes it go under. 10, I don't know really how much effect it has. And of course, it's swirling. It's weird. Did you see it kind of slow down in that game, or is Josh Allen's that strong?
I think he's just that strong. He was able to put the ball there.
Yeah.
But
they should have done that the whole game.
Some of the times when he threw it, you could see the ball kind of wiggle a bit, and it's like, yeah.
No, it was rough.
There was putting that ball more than like 20 yards down the field. Because like after that, like the wiggle could just turn into just a full, I'm going to pull the ball 5 yards to the right.
It was like spinning a roulette wheel. You didn't know what was going to happen.
I still wish one of those teams would have lined up with the wind at their back from like the opposite 30 and attempted a field goal.
I mean,
the wind grabs that ball and he drains it from like 85. That record's never being broken.
That would have been wild. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Reminder, the show is brought to you by runpurebets.com. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share these winners with your friends. Tyler, anything else for the people before we sign off?
Nope. Just sign up, get in the Discord, because we're going to have tons of UFC plays, ton of NFL props in there, and a ton of NBA plays in there.
Oh, that reminds me. Who do you got tonight in Rough and Rowdy?
Oh, you know we got to roll our guy, Jeff.
Dude, I want to get him like plus 500. Like,
I mean, I don't know where we can bet on that, but give me Jeff.
So you know why you can't bet on
Everyone's counting out Jeff. Give me Jeff.
Do you know why you can't bet on it? Because Canseco took a dive on one of them. I've never even watched one of these before, but I got to watch tonight. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, but you saying the UFC reminded me. But remember, guys, we do have you covered for all that content. The Sports Kegs UFC plays have been just on fire. I can't wait to see the type of winners he comes up with this weekend. I know he's a big Amanda Nunes fan. So, spoiler alert, she's probably going to be in a parlay somewhere. Or he's just going to give you the exact way that she's going to win. So, become a member to access all that information. Tyler, I actually get a weekend here. So, I will be back on Monday morning with Tyler with Titletown. We're going to review the NFL Week 14, talk about everything we saw. If my plays don't go well, you get to hear me rant again like it was last Monday where I was just going off on every team.
The moment I saw the StreamYard, you're already complaining.
Yeah, and it's like some of them, like I didn't even bet. Like that Baltimore game, and I was pissed at Lamar Jackson. I didn't have money on that game. I'm just like, how do you miss that throw? Like, it was just unbelievable. So I should be fired up on Monday morning. We're going to have a fun, great show. So to be notified when we go for that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And while you're there, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends. We'll be back soon.